Hey, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima Underworld 2, picking up where we left off, journeying onwards. We will load our save game and we re-enter the Underworld, which looks awfully like Castle British. Go figure. And we are, for those who skipped character creation, good on you for a start. We started in here, and I explained that this is a first-person RPG. We can move around with the WASD keys, we can interact with the world with our mouse, and we can swing this pointy metal object at things, thusly. The way in which we swing is based on where our mouse cursor is on the screen, and also there are some key bindings that will do that as well, but the mouse is good enough. Anyway, so we came in here, we looted some things, we got our rune bag from there, and I still haven't checked what our carrying capacity was, but we now, with equipment on, have, I believe, more carrying capacity than I think Aurelia started with in the first game, so not too fussed. We have foodstuffs, and apparently we can eat all of that. We're now stuffed and awake. We still can't gobble down the meat though. Anyway, so we have to go and meet Lord British. Oh, and we actually have a complete map here. The only thing that we haven't got included on the map is the secret passage that runs around the edge of the castle. We can't really do much with that just yet. I believe we need to get a key from someone in order to go exploring a bit deeper. So we're going to mull around for a bit. We've got a crossbow belonging to a human. We are also a human, so we should be able to take that. We see a box with some crossbow bolts. We truly don't care about missile weapons in this game. That is just like the worst proposition I think I could ever think of. Right now everyone is congregated in another part of the castle, so it's reasonably reasonably safe to just go helping ourselves to things. Like this. Serviceable leather vest, cudgel, hand axe, don't care. This guy's got a bit of a drinking problem. Moving around a bit. No, you know what? We're not going to be a complete jerk. We are still the Avatar. We can say that we took a wrong turn there and walked into a shield that got stuck to our arms somehow. I'm sure that'll fly. And this is the throne room. Greetings, Avatar. Shall we begin this meeting? By all means, my lord. I mean, what else do we possibly have to attend to at this point? I need not tell you, citizens of Britannia, that we are near our darkest hour. The gem that surrounds our castle is made of black rock, a substance impervious to all physical force which stifles magical workings within its boundaries. The Guardian has this day struck Britannia a fearsome blow, and we may be sure that he will not rest idle. Doubtless, even now, he is preparing an assault on the entire nation of Britannia. Miranda interjects, I am not doing voices for these characters. There are so many characters in this game, I'm not voicing them. Lord British, cannot Lord Draxinusum of the Gargoyles rally our people against the invader? He will do what he can, certainly, but I know not whether the humans of Britannia shall follow a gargoyle leader. Patterson arrives in a hurry, gasping for breath. Well, what can we do then? Somehow, we must find a way to breach the gem. Now to work. Servants, take an inventory of the castle storerooms. Nystal, Nelson, we shall have need of thy far-famed scholarly powers. You must determine how the jewel was created and how it may be destroyed. You others, warriors, and especially you, Avatar, 8 times our saviour, you must search the castle above and below for some means of escape. Miranda, I place thee in charge of the escape effort. Thou shouldst use the Great Hall as thy headquarters. Avatar, be sure and report to her all that thou dost learn in thy search, and heed her advice in all things. Or Britannia, he breaks off, sensing an otherworldly intruder. Yes, British, hasten to thy vain struggle. But know this, all who choose to serve me shall be spared. All others shall rot within these walls. Right. Okay, so we can speak to him, but he had nothing to say about the whole Titan They're telepathically addressing us with their, you know, "We are the Guardian, resistance is futile" speech. Fair enough. Your pardon, sir, I must leave thee. You can actually speak to all of these people and learn a fair bit about absolutely nothing that I care two shits about. There is a history. Those far more familiar with the Avatar, with the Ultima series than I am, can enlighten others in the comments. But Blackrock, we see Blackrock. So what this would have been was an open courtyard, but yeah, the whole Blackrock ceiling. And we've got food. We just leave food on the floor in this place. Honeycomb, a pastry, chicken. Great, now I want fried chicken. Screw the world. Or pastry, because that totally stifles my craving for fried chicken. Some popcorn. You can actually make popcorn in the first game. You just apply an ear of corn to a torch. Another pastry. We have a lump of wax. Now I think we can turn that into a candle. Wow, how are we still eating? Right, so we're gonna throw those lumps of wax over there. I don't think they serve any practical purpose. Now, we have to speak to Miranda because British did what all upper managers do and they delegated to middle management. Avatar, 'tis good to see thee. What is the situation in the castle? Well, I'm setting up our war room here in the Great Hall, where I'll keep track of all the events related to our battle against the Guardian. Make sure to come to me often to get the latest news and to inform me of thy progress. Nah, fuck you. No, yes I shall. Which reminds me, both Nystal and Nelson asked me to send thee to them. Is there aught else thou wish to know? Not right now, thank thee. Remember to visit me often, Aurelia. I may have news. You might, Jesus Christ. And there we have the 1992 cover of No Leaf Clover. Now, there's the kitchen through here, yes. With plenty of meat and food and stuff. I'll show you this. This is probably, as a kid, this was my favourite part of the whole game. Where are we? Oh, we got an apple over here. 3 apples. And some cheese. Down here, they have wine, there is debris, there's ale. There's no port down here for whatever reason. More ale. A bunch of food, which I actually think does rot slowly. That barrel is empty. So yes, so the reason why this is probably my favourite room is simply because you could obtain empty bottles here. Also through there is an armory. Door is locked, Pike reads armory, and through there is plate mail, which we'll probably not bother with. Being blunt about it, I doubt that plate mail is really going to be a worthwhile investment. I usually go a plate vest, but I'll wear chain for the rest, because plate mail weighs a friggin' ton. Okay, so we are now too full to consume anything else about bloody time. We also have more than enough food to keep us going. Now, up here, I believe is an upgrade to our shield. Let's see. Prison, we don't care about that. We will shortly, but we don't yet. We empty the chest. Leather boots, leather gloves. Leather cap. So we've got everything except leggings now. Okay, so people do actually note our procurement of their things. Well, here, have a worn wooden shield then to make up for it. But there isn't that much bartering in this game, so I'm not going to go hoarding things just yet. Now where is it? Syrah, she can train us. Let's see. Wouldst thou train me, Master Syrah? Teachers of the Blade. Let us call it a day. No, nothing. No, please excuse me. I don't want to go overboard with the spine because I also want to get some mana and some casting ability under our belt so that we can create food as we're going. Where are we? So that's all... Oh, nice door, right there. Duh. Got some potions here. Excuse me while I just appropriate these, good sir. Now are these by any chance the same? No. They're simply potions. Library. What do we see here? He's got his eye on the throne room and the war room. We have some books. What have we got? Wealth of Nations. Mysteries of the Abyss, being a chronicle of the hubris of Tybal and his defeat by the Avatar in the Great Stygian Abyss. Sound familiar at all? And The Princess Bride. Essential reading for all mages. What have we got? At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. I'm gonna pocket that. Something Under the Bed is Drooling by Bill Watterson. I love that. Neuromancer. Fair enough. Swords Against Death. I don't actually know if any of these other books are things. I'm not a particularly well-read individual. Pale Fire. 101 Avatar Jokes by Chuckles the Jester, autographed by the author. On the Properties of Runestone, 2nd edition, annotated by the Mage Nystall. Again, that's another nod to the first game there. So they can all go there. We've just totally messed up your library collection. Collected historical plays by Raimundo of Britain. Green Eggs and Ham. Key to the Black Gate. That chest is locked, yeah. And The Wizard of Oz. I know that's a real book, so I reckon they are probably real books that I've just never heard of because, yeah, Philistine. A magical green potion. We've got a Pour Stone, a Death Stone, and an Uz Stone, which we'll just put down there for the moment. No practical application found yet for this spell. Maybe too undignified for use by most wizards. I prefer to use the more difficult Slowfall spell. Fair enough. Throw that on the fire. So we've got Pour, Des, and Us. What else do we have? Seriously, just an empty box? Okay, well, onto the fire. And magical green potion, apparently that's more specialer than the other. Unblemished black pearl, which we'll just be throwing stuff in this backpack for the moment until we get another sack. What have we got? Ulem, so there's our create food capacity. Rel and Des. So just put these in here for the moment. Yellow. Purple. Favorite color. Colorless. And a bottle of a clear non-alcoholic liquid. Now we've got a secret door. We also have a very conspicuous button which opens the secret door. Plaque reads, experiments in progress, keep gates closed. Okay, where I want. Basically we've got a room full of experience points here. We can tilt our view up and down using 1 and 3, and 2 centralizes it again. Now this should be worm infested pieces. Oh, rotten. Close. Oh. Come here, Nibbles. There we go, Nibbles. No more pain, only sleep. And day-old cheese. I don't think there's anything else to these areas. Like, I don't think that the water means anything. I'm pretty sure he was just torturing small critters. No, that would, in a manner that I'm sure would engender the pride of the largest cosmetics company. Anyway, we should actually talk to someone and get on with the game. Aurelia, I see thou art joining us in this unexpectedly protracted reunion. Listen, I wish to discuss with thee my thoughts on our situation. Let's see. Firstly, hast thou time to teach me more of the mystic arts? I'd like to increase my mana store. Unfortunately, we have to level before we can do any further there. There is more we must speak of. What wouldst thou say to me? 'Tis a staggeringly huge spell. I had not thought even the Guardian could create such an enormous amount of black rock, but 'tis also a very crude casting, no subtlety about it. It's a big fuck-off chunk of rock crystal, of course. If I had the book it was cast from, I'd swear I could reverse it. What dost thou mean, a crude spell? 'Tis as if the caster had so much power he thought there was no need to work skillfully. As it is, the ether has been violently disrupted, and I should not be surprised if there are aftershocks and side effects in our own reality and others. What kind of aftershocks? I'm not going to ask him about other realities. By this point the Avatar's seen some shit. It's hard to predict. Possibly some sort of echo effect, wherein the spell effect might replicate itself on a smaller scale, like an echo repeating and dying away. 'Tis common in his castings. I shouldn't wonder if we see some small replica of the gem just as we saw in his assault a year ago. Let's see. You fancy wizards, no, we're not going to do that one. You think this effect might extend to worlds beyond our own? The same ether surrounds and permeates all the realities. An ether storm of this size might have far-reaching effects. Such things are hard to estimate. I've heard all I need for now. If there is nothing more, Aurelia, I must return to my work. We shall speak later then, when I've got some experience points to trade in for mana. Now, we need to go and see Nelson, who I believe is basically on the dead other side. Let's see, bloody cold that. So all the way around here, I believe this is Nelson? No, Patterson. Entirely overrated author. Theridwin, the shifty peasant boy thing. I can't remember if we get an excuse to stab him or not, but he just gives off this creepy Oompa Loompa vibe. And Nelson! Just good to see thee here, Avatar. What is it, Nelson? We're in quite a fix, aren't we? But then I suppose that is a specialty of thine. Ah, thou art right, I shall get us out of this. Well, I have been thinking. All of the Guardian's Blackrock structures have had smaller copies of themselves inside. It would be worthwhile searching for something similar within the castle. Wow, it's almost like Nystal didn't tell me this. Are you just copying his homework? Where would such a thing be? 'Tis hard to say. It may have been hidden, or it may contain its own defences. In some interior space, it is probably not in the castle proper, though, but rather nearer the base of the sphere, in the sewers. Will that be all? Well, I don't know, you're the one that bloody summoned me, you twit. Yeah, we're done with you. I don't think we've got any use for him at all. Oh, he might teach us lore. A red potion. Let's see, and here we have Julia and Lady Tori. Don't get too attached to her. And finally, Dupre. Do not tell the others, Aurelia, but I have made a horrible discovery. I can't drown my sorrows in all this ale. You better take it off my hands. Let's see, is our situation not difficult enough? Thou dost not know the worst. Iolo and I walked down into the sewers, and a bit below, a plague of monsters has erupted. I do not know where they are coming from, but the matter bears investigation. Small blonde female, go in there. Point your stick at them. I shall look into it at once. And he gives us the key, which we'll put there for the moment. We'll move it into our key pouch. Okay. Thou art a brave woman, Aurelia. I admire thee, though I do not envy thy responsibilities here. Take thou then this key to the sewers. I shall descend at once. That's what she said. And we're just going to go straight into it. So close the door. Open, close, because we weren't raised in a barn here. We close doors behind ourselves, except for this door. This door would lock us out. Hello, upset giant tan rat. We already have a Nibbles. We'll call you Sherbet. I'm sorry, Sherbet, but you need to die because you're experience points and you're holding them. Farewell, Sherbet. We hardly knew ye. Okay, so massive door which is locked. Now what I don't get is if it was simply a matter of them being shit scared of a few bugs in the basement, we could just leave this shut because I can batter on this with my sword for hours and hours and it won't scratch. So instead they're going to give me a key and ask me to open it and go down there and point my stick at things. Because reasons. And here we are. Straight away we're getting attacked by things. Highly intimidating things that we can one-shot at first level. And a rotworm. Do they still give corpses? No. In the first game they give highly delicious corpses. In this game they just stain the environment. Oh, more thread, which we don't need. The only use for it I believe in this game is to make a fishing rod, and we don't need to do that because we'll be finding one in short measure. In fact, I believe we find a fishing rod at the same time we find a fishable body of water. Otherwise, the only utility would be to make the dragon skin boots, which do exist in this game, but I think we actually just find them naturally. Now, before we deal with that puzzle, we're going to explore all of this. We have a Headless already, which just wants a hug. Headless need love too. And I believe there we have a pair of leggings, which then gives us a full suit of leather. Melee combat in this is fairly basic. You move in, you shiv it, and then you step back before it can get a swing off at you. Basically, nothing has changed between Ultima Underworld 1 and Skyrim. Except there's no option to block. I believe it's just automatic. As you can see, the little face at the top of our screen, the eyes were changing colour. It's the same feature that we had in the first game. The eyes will go green, amber, red based on the hit points of the monster. Serviceable leather leggings, 7 coins, which we'll pick up because currency does have some uses. I don't intend on investing too heavily in the armourer skill. Chain boots, upgrade, buy leather boots. Serviceable short sword, day-old cheese. Oh, we could eat. I'm gonna keep that sword. I don't know why. And we've got a plant. We can eat plants like... Oh, not like that one. We can't eat that one. Well, we can eat that one. We're just not hungry enough to. Conspicuous wall is conspicuous. And another headless. Let's go stab it. Unfortunately, we don't have the little lizards on the sides of the screen during combat which make fun of us as we're going. I did kind of like those trolling little arseholes in the first game. And we've levelled, and the Headless was apparently carrying 3 coins, which still belong to it because, of course, you know, personal property in the Headless would have vested in the Headless's estate upon its demise. Unfortunately, that Headless died intestate. And we just happen to be the nearest thing. Oh, there's another pathway over there. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so we've got some drinks, a bedroll, a campfire. Here, I'll show you while I can. Ear of corn. Over the torch turns it into popcorn. There, you've seen it. We see a sack. Don't care, don't care. We'll see what of you fits in our bowl and we'll drop the rest. Apparently it all fits in our bowl. Okay, happy day. Now, this will be our loot bag. And we're going to keep the loot bag out of our inventory. Sorry, out of our backpack. We'll keep the loot bag there. Might actually... no, I'm not going to move the rune bag. I don't change my runes that frequently that I'm going to care. Was that a spell? No. Oh, we don't have a Marnie stone yet. No, we don't. Ah. Okay, well that's going to stop us creating food. An oil flask, which we're just going to take. Never mind this guy over here. A plant. And a box. Oh, you're annoyed, are you? Well, we're going to stab you in the face shortly anyway, so just hold still. And a lockpick. Dump that. Put these lockpicks in here because we'll never use them. And... Psst, Adam. Canst thou tell me what's going on then? Let's see. Who art thou? An intruder in Castle British? I hate to tell a stranger the plain truth, but my situation's a bit desperate. My name's Fissif and I came up here about 2 days ago through the tunnel from Buccaneer's Den to see what could be acquired under cover of the festivities. You mean you're a thief here to plunder the castle? Well, I got a right to this... pocket watch. We stole, seeing that some bloomin' idiot left out for me to take. Holy crap, this is so thick to read. Would have had me the key to the armory too if I hadn't lost it in a fight with that Reaper. And who art thou to be putting on airs? Anyone would think you're the bleeding Avatar or something. Actually, I am Aurelia, the Avatar, the incarnation of the 8 virtues and 8 times the saviour of Britannia. Oh. Then I suppose that will be wanting my pocket watch back then. Yes, that would be nice. He hands me back the pocket watch and he begins edging towards the nearest exit. I love the image. And where art thou going in such a hurry? Oh, things to do. I've got rats to kill and eat and fetid water to sip, that sort of thing. I'm a busy man. Not so fast, I mean to arrest thee. Arrest, and why should I come with thee to jail? Are we not all in the Guardian's jail anyway? If thou dost remain below, thou shalt starve or die of disease. Thou hast a point. It's not as if I haven't done time before. Resigned, he heads for the nearest ladder. At least he goes and turns himself in. We've done a fair bit, so I'm going to save. Let's see. No, wrong save. Save. Oh my god. We'll get it right eventually. 02. There's no way this is going to take 100 games. We don't need the 3-digit save names. And that's everything there. So I reckon I'm actually going to call it here at half an hour. We've done a fair bit, we've explored, we've achieved some things, and I think half an hour is a safe length. Also I've got something else I mean to record, so with that being the case we're going to just save again here before we tackle this puzzle, and that'll be what we start next episode. But until then, cheers!